Okay, good afternoon, students. Uh, because right now it's afternoon, I'm saying you good afternoon. It should be good morning to you. Anyway, let us discuss some more concepts regarding one about work energy theorem. Suppose there is an inclined plane given like this. Okay, there is a ball of mass m, and it kind of slided or rolled to the bottom of the inclined plane. Now, here the velocity is 0. Here you will have some velocity. So how to find this? Can we apply work energy theorem in this case? We can apply work energy theorem in this case. This case we have seen yesterday. Okay. Now, let us say when the ball is sliding down, we are assuming that the ball has slided. I hope you know the difference between sliding and rolling. Rolling means like, cycle tire, it is rolling. When you apply the brake, there is a screeching sound and the vehicle comes to a stop. That is sliding. Okay. In the second case, let us say there is a frictional force, there is friction between the surface and the ball. Some mu 0.2 is given. Okay. So in this situation, can you apply work energy theorem? The answer is yes, you can apply here also. Suppose in this situation they ask you to find out what is the velocity. How to find out that? Look here, this ball is coming down. Let us say the ball is here. You have to draw the free body diagram of the ball. Some theta, and we are drawing the free. See, this is the location 1, location 2, location 3. Imagine it is somewhere here. You are trying to find out the free body diagram. So it will have some mass. Weight is acting downward. So in this direction it will have a component, and in this direction it will have a component. We have discussed that if this is theta, this is theta. Okay. So this component will be mg cos theta, and this component will be mg sin theta. Because the ball is in contact with the surface, the normal reaction will act in this direction. I told you normal reaction is always perpendicular to the plane. Whichever contact surface is like this, it will be perpendicular. Now the ball is rolling down. Frictional force is there, he said. Frictional force will oppose it. So frictional force will act in this direction, F. Okay? Frictional force will act in this direction. If you see, if I call this as my X and Y, alright? X is along the plane, Y is perpendicular to the plane. In the Y direction, there is equilibrium. Because in the Y direction there is equilibrium. But in the X direction, the object is moving down. So in the X direction, there is a net force. And so in the Y direction, by the way, here this inclined length also is given to you. Let us say some L. Okay. Otherwise, this inclined length is also provided to you. So what did I say now? In the Y direction, there is equilibrium. So Y direction, what forces are there? N is acting upward, mg cos theta is acting downward. So if you put sigma Fy is equal to 0, N upward minus mg cos theta is equal to 0. You know the definition of friction is mu times N. We have discussed in the friction chapter the friction topic, that find out N, multiply with mu, you will get the frictional force. Okay. So from this equation, you are getting F is equal to mu mg cos theta. Right? Now, coming in the x direction, tell me, this ball is coming down, there is a friction force in the upward direction. Okay, what is the net force? Mg sin theta. What is net force? One student has, he always get confused. See, 20 Newton, 10 Newton. Where is the net force? Towards right. How much? 20 minus 10. Similarly here, downward, it is going in the downward direction. So mg sin theta must be more. Mg sin theta, opposing force F. But what is F? Mu mg cos theta. This is the net force. How much distance it traveled? L. Okay. How much distance it traveled? L. What is this? This is your F net. Okay. So this is my F net. Remember, this is my F net. Now what is your work energy theorem? Work energy theorem is W is equal to delta Ke. Work done is equal to changing kinetic energy. Okay. But what is work done basically? Force multiplied by distance. Work done is force multiplied by distance. So what is the force here? This is the force here. Right? What is the distance? L is the distance. Alright? The net force is acting along the downward direction. How much distance it moved? From here to here it moved. Into L. This is your work done now. This whole expression is your work done. Is equal to delta Ke. Delta Ke means here the object was at rest. Here u is equal to 0. And finally it has got some velocity. Okay, so what will be my delta Ke? Delta Ke will be Kf minus Ki, which is nothing but half mv square minus 0, right? Half mv square minus 0. So you need to equate these two. This is also work done. This is also work done. You need to equate these two. Once you equate these two, you can see both sides. See, here you should write. I'm just putting it here. Alright? So, what is that we have to calculate? We have to calculate this B. So, cancel common term and both sides. And take G common. L is also there. Put it here like this. Okay, is equal to V square by 2. So the 2 will come this side. Okay, so that is equal to V square. What will be V? V will be root over 2gl sin theta minus mu cos theta. So simply by knowing basics you can solve. Here the point was, if there is a frictional force, you can apply work energy theorem. But when we were talking about law of conservation of energy you cannot apply. If your friction is acting against, you cannot apply law of conservation of mechanical energy. Please take a quick screenshot. I will move. So this is one concept we have discussed. Next, look here. I want to tell you something. Let us say this is ceiling and this is a pendulum bob. Pendulum bob. It is swinging. Let us say it came up to here. In maximum position, how much it can go? If you say what is the maximum position it can go? It can go up to here. Maximum. Isn't it? It is going like this, coming back, going like this and coming back. Now, you can take anything as a reference. You can take this bob center as the reference. What is happening? Let us say this height is h. Alright? At this location, see, the ball has gone to the maximum position. It will stop for a while and it will fall back. Whether the position is 1, 2 or 3. In all these 3 positions, the mechanical energy is conserved. The mechanical energy is conserved. That means total energy is constant. Someone will come and say, sir, there is air in between. No, sir. Air also will give some frictional resistance. No? We are neglecting that. If you are considering the air friction, then it is not conserved. But if you are not considering the air, when the bob is falling down, the air will resist also a little bit. So we are ignoring that. Air resistance is ignored. If it is ignored, then we can apply the law of conservation of energy. So what happens? That means T1 is equal to T2 is equal to T3. Right? At T1, the object came to rest. So here, what happened? Here only potential energy is there at T1. Right? At T2, it has fallen down. It is going with the speed. You have taken this as the reference. So at this point, only kinetic energy is there. Right? Again, at this point, only potential energy will be there. Kinetic energy won't be there here because kinetic energy is only here. Speed is 0. If speed is 0, no kinetic energy. What is happening? The total energy is same only. Let us say the total energy was 20 joules. This 20, at some point, the maximum potential energy is 20. At that position, the kinetic energy is 0. At some point, the total energy is total kinetic energy. At that point, potential energy is equal to 0. If you take any point in between, it will have both potential and kinetic energy. If I take a point in between, this is one maximum, this is one minimum. If I take a point in between, it will have both kinetic and potential energy. If you try to the total energy, I am trying to draw a graph. Total energy, this gap is how much? 20 joules. Okay. So this point represents potential energy. This point represents kinetic energy. When potential energy is maximum, kinetic energy is minimum. When kinetic energy is maximum, potential energy is minimum. And when kinetic energy is minimum, potential energy is maximum. It is half mv square, no? Parabolic. So this is the variation of kinetic energy. This is the variation of kinetic energy. This is the variation of potential energy. This line is the variation of potential energy. So there are points, these are points. Here you have some kinetic energy and some potential energy, but the sum total is total energy only. This point, let us say 12 joules, this is 8 joules, 12 plus 8, 20. Here it is, kinetic energy is maximum. Here kinetic energy is 20. Okay, here kinetic energy is 20, potential energy is 0, but the variation will be like this. Okay, you need to remember this shape. Kinetic energy is parabolic and this is also parabolic like this. The variation will be parabolic. So this is one concept you have to know. Alright. So just draw it. The other day we were discussing a simple question. Again, a pendulum bob is there. Here it has been moved with certain velocity u. What will happen? It reached a point, this point. Okay, it is going up now. It will have some velocity. You have to find that velocity. The string length is L. This is a pendulum bob. It is making angle theta with the vertical. So when it is making theta angle theta with the vertical, what is the speed? It has got a mass m. What is the question? Question is, there is a pendulum bob of mass m. This is the lowest position. It has been given a tap with speed u. Obviously it will rise. It reached this position. And the question is, what is the speed over here when it is at this location? Means making theta with the vertical. So how to do this? So here also you can take this as the reference line. You can take reference line as anything. So in this triangle, let us say this is OA, this is OAB triangle. This total length is L. See, this is also L only because the string length is not going to change. So what will be this length? OB. You know that in triangle OBA, what is OB? OB divided by OA. It is adjacent by hypotenuse is equal to cos theta. So what is OB? OA cos theta, but OA is same L only. See, it may be looking little less length, but the string length remains same, no? String length will not change. So this is L cos theta. This is L cos theta. Now you know OB. So this is L cos theta. So what is this length now? It is L minus L cos theta. This is 5, this is 3. So 5 minus 3, 2. So it is L minus L cos theta. So it is L into 1 minus cos theta. This height is L into L minus 1 cos theta. Okay. So we will apply law of conservation of energy. Conservation of energy to both points. I will call this point 1 and this point as 2. So here, which energy is there? Here only kinetic energy is there. Because it is almost on the dot only, H is equal to 0. What is potential energy? Potential energy is mgh. So at this location it is 0. Okay. So we can write TE1 is equal to TE2. So what is TE1? Here only potential, here only kinetic energy is there. Potential energy is not there. Why not there? Because what is the height here? Here height is equal to 0. If height is equal to 0, no potential energy. So here kinetic energy is half mu square. Location 1. Location 2, you see the ball is going with some speed v. The ball, we don't know that speed. We are trying to find that speed. The ball is going with some speed. So it has got some kinetic energy. There is some height from the ground, from the reference line. So here both kinetic energy is there and potential energy is there. So there is Ke2 is there plus Pe2 is there. What is Ke2? Half mv square. We don't know the speed. We are calling it v. U is known in the question. U is known. I am trying to derive a general expression. U दिया हुआ है. U 5 meter per second हो सकता है, 10 meter per second हो सकता है. V is the unknown here. Even though I may be solving in general terms, U is given in the question. Let us assume. Okay. Length is given. Okay. Theta is given. What are you trying to find out? You are trying to find out V. V is the unknown here. We are trying to derive a formula kind of thing. Okay. So now mgh. So mgh. Which h? This is the height you have to put. So what is that? L into 1 minus cos theta. Bas. After that, what do you have to find out? You have to find out V. So just cancel out m. ठीक है? तो क्या मिला? V निकालना है. So bring this term this side. It becomes u square by 2 minus gl into 1 minus cos theta is equal to v square by 2. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे LCM you take LCM, it becomes 2gl into 1 minus cos theta is equal to v square by 2, right? So 2 will cancel. Next step. So ये चला जाएगा. We want v, so we have to find out root over. Okay. So seemingly complicated questions also we can solve very easily just by applying simple basic knowledge. So take a screenshot of this. Okay. I think conservation of energy, I've talked sufficient points. Now let us look into one more small concept. See, if I give you, let us say U is equal to 200 joules. Energy is given to you, specific value. Okay. Suppose I give you an expression like 2x square 3y 3y2 4z, like this. I give something. What is this called? This is called potential function. Sometimes potential function is given and they ask you to calculate force, means conservative force. Okay. So in the previous classes I have discussed one equation. F is equal to minus dou u by dou r. I told you that if you differentiate this expression with respect to the position vector, you are going to get the force. Which type of force is this? Conservative force is it. Conservative force. This is conservative force. You know what is the meaning of this symbol? It is dou. It is not d. So dou u by dou r. It is called partial differentiation with respect to R. You have to partially differentiate this expression with respect to R. We have in this partial differentiation, anyway, I are going to study maths and all that. In the basic foundation level, I have told you that sometimes you are supposed to differentiate the expressions. Some basic knowledge of differentiation and integration is required in physics. Okay, so here I coined a new term, partial differentiation. Let us see the procedure how to do that. Now here remember R vector. What is R vector? R is the position vector. Okay, R is the position vector. General terms are, how can you write? Xi plus yj plus zk. स्पेस में कोई पॉइंट है 1, 2, 3 means what? 1 is x and 2 is y and 3 is z, right? So this is the general way of writing the position vector. So here the force also what we are going to get, it will have all three components. Okay, so we are going to get a force which is in this format: Fxi, Fyj and Fzk. This is a total force. So this is a three-dimensional vector. Okay. In the plane motion, what we have seen? We have seen Fx and Fy. Fx and Fy means components of F force in the x direction, in the y direction. Here you have three. So all these three are like components of this force in that direction. So how to find this? Okay, here we will see only the procedure part. Just make a screenshot. So don't forget to put this minus. F is equal to minus dou u by dou r. Okay, we'll just see the procedure. See, first what we have to do, we will differentiate this expression with respect to x. Here x, y, z. Three terms are there. So if you want to find out dou u by dou x, the procedure is treat y and z as constant. Treat y and z as constant. Only x is the variable. Do like a regular differentiation. Okay? This term will become 0. This term will become 0. That means if I am differentiating with respect to x, okay, this y and z term can be treated as constant. So what will this will become? 2 into 2x. Differentiation of x square is 2x. So this whole thing will become 4x. Okay. Again I am saying, when you are differentiating with respect to x, treat y and z as constant. Now next we will find out dou u by dou y. Okay. When you are differentiating with respect to y, treat xz constant. xz constant. Here क्या हो गया? yz constant. So differentiating with respect to y, this term has become constant. So 0. This term y cube. Formula लगाओ. It is 3y square. Already 3 is there. 3 into 3y square. It is 9y square. Right? And with that also you have to treat as a constant. 0. So what you got? You got 9y square. Okay. Now the third, dou u by dou z. Okay. If you are differentiating with respect to z, treat xy as constant. तो x y दोनों constant हो जाएगा. Both are zeros. Why zeros I am putting? Because derivative of a constant is a zero value. Derivative of a constant is a zero value. So only this term you have to differentiate. Differentiation of 4z will be 4. Okay. So total value was 4. So how to write the force now? What was the force? Formula minus dou u by dou r. So bring this, keep this minus outside. You have calculated dou u by dou x. Okay. Dou u by dou x means what? You have calculated fx. So fx I plus fy j plus fz k. This is what you have found out. Okay, ठीक है. यहाँ पे सर आपने fx क्यों लिख दिया? देखो, R is the general vector. This is the general formula, right? F is equal to dou u by dou r. R में क्या है? I j k. If I want to find out fx, suffix x you put here. This will become dou u by dou x. R की जगह पे x आएगा. अगर fy निकालना है, R की जगह पे y आएगा. fz निकालना है, R की जगह पे z आएगा. जब पूरा निकालना है, f will come. Okay, so this is the expression. So यहाँ पर हमने ये निकाल लिया, इसको बस वहां पुट करना है. माइनस आउटसाइड 4x I is a unit vector plus 9y square j vector plus 4a. This is the answer. Okay, if potential function is given to you, you should calculate this. So make a screenshot and write down. So I think we'll now start doing numericals from that the books I mentioned, and I think some concepts I have covered now. So once you're done with that, you contact me, message me your doubts. I will answer them. Okay, some more things are there. So next class I will be moving to the next topic. Okay, that is also very important topic. So this is the approach that should be there. I will see in one more problem I want to discuss. I will see whether maybe I'll try to discuss tomorrow. Maybe. Okay, but some new topic has to be started, which I am going to start tomorrow. Okay, take care. Have a good day. Bye.